Alrighty. So today, I think we need to do training today. All right. So, a lot of people when they do training, they kind of meta, what's going to give me the greatest growth, etc., etc. I prefer to do things in a more, well, I think, sensible way. Um, Try to cover everything every week so that you don't. Because it makes more sense that a team would practice as much, cover as much of their game as possible each week, rather than just focusing down one thing to get the greatest growth. So, with that in mind, let's start on the 2 matches per week, because we know that there's not a lot of room for training here, so we need to make sure we cover our bases. At this level, I think I'm going to forego um, any physical training, any of these, and even this in the 2 week setup. Um, Mondays is usually the best day to get the most out of training. So what I think I want to do is we'll start off the day um, training set pieces. That way we get a set piece training every day, every week, and then because of the having 2 matches, we kind of want a little bit lower intensity. So we'll go ahead and do attacking and defensive shadow play, which is essentially walking through the gameplay. So you can see it's low intensity, so we're not going to tire anybody out. And then up here, we do an overall. And then after, in general, after you want to do like match reviews and stuff like that. And I agree that those are actually pretty good. But I think in a situation where you're doing 2 matches in a week, I think that there are better ways to spend your time. So we did good tactical training, especially for the beginning part. Sorry, especially for the beginning part of the save when we're just learning things. I think doing a tactical right there is actually a bit better. And since we do definitely want to include some team bonding, I think we're going to include it here. And then um, interested. And then we'll do a recovery there whenever apparently I have a physio. Then up here, we'll just do the lighter version of overall, which is outfield. So that very light, but we're still getting all of our bases covered. We've got our set pieces, we've got the shadow place for us to tactically walk through everything. We've got the overall, the more fast-paced tactical, team bonding, and then the lower intensity overall. So then when we come to the end, I am going to include the match review here. And then we can actually include something here. I'm going to include goalkeeping. And then, of course, we would include recovery there. But we can't right now for some reason. So I think that's what we're going to start off with. This is all subject to changes. It's just setting things up for the first time. So it could go any which way. Save as. Two matches. Okay, and then we want to do a new one. This is going to be for just one match. In this one, I don't want to do the intense stuff here. I'm just going to do a general physical. Just so that, we do get some physical training as often as we can. They're going to complain if they don't get it in. So, of course, they're going to complain if they get it. So, there's no avoiding the complaining nature of players. All right, and for this one, we're going to do our tactical training on this day. So physical and tactical training. Then we're going to do some technical training. A little offensive. There we go. So we've got the offensive training, the defensive training, and this one we can filter through. I put ball retention because, in my experience, possession is something that teams just always want. They want this. Who knows? But in my experience, that's probably the best set. But these can all be rotated through at any point. Now, play from the back is especially important. I've actually done situations where we did play from the back. This is the only one where the primary focus is defensive. Every other one of these, the primary is attacking. So, we definitely, there are times when I've done it like this, but for the start, we're going to do ball retention. Then we do the tactical walkthrough and the overall. And in here, one of these days, we're just going to chuck in some team bonding. Looks like Tuesdays are our lightest day. So let's go ahead and check it in there. Then after we do match review and then recovery. Because we have so much more training, we don't need to squeeze another training in there. And sorry about that. All right. And then, of course, preseason. Uh, Dang it. Sorry, just situating my desk here a little bit. All right. So, preseason. For preseason, we want to start off uh, pretty intense. So, we're going to go straight to endurance, 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 resistance, quickness, and then physical. So that is how we start off. Then we want to move to tactical. Uh, I try to always have a match each week. And tactical and tactical. And then an overall. Uh, Match review and then the recovery. So that's generally how I set up my preseason. Tactical because we're still working on tactics. And even as we go further in the save, we're going to bring people in through the off season, so we'll still need this tactical training and the physical to get everybody up to speed. Oh, I forgot team bonding. We do all of our um, matches at home. So we're not going to do team bonding. We're going to do community outreach instead. Um, for basically for the preseason, with 4 or 5 games during the preseason, we go out each week into the community and, as a team, try to increase awareness for our team. And so it's kind of, you still get the teamwork and team cohesion. Um, Not quite as much as you see team cohesion, uh, but this kind of fits in pretty well thematically. So, all right. Hmm. Oh, okay. So let's go over to training calendar. So we already started here, so we're actually gonna have to physically do the first week. But okay, and preseason. So we're gonna get. Oops. Oh, because there's two matches there. Fix that. Hmm. Oh, so we're gonna want to delete 12th, 19th, 26th. Ah. And because we don't want the backroom staff filling that back in right away, we want to untick this so that they don't just immediately make matches. Don't forget to confirm when you make a change. But we only have 3 friendlies, so here we do want to add this one. We're going to go with a smaller club just because at this point we want to improve our guys' spirits, make them feel competent. Okay. And so this is usually how I set up, except this first week would obviously be the same as this. This last week is the week before your first actual match. Um, I like to do a set piece focus. Um, yes, we're going to be doing basically set pieces. we're going to try and get a set piece in every week. But this, the focus, you know, this is the anchor to which all those other set piece trainings are going to be tied. So if you don't get a good solid week of working at your set pieces, then all the other maintenance ones are maintaining a bad foundation. At the lower levels, money, you have to be really careful about money. So when you're increasing your staff, it's so tempting to just go nuts, right? Oh, we're allowed to have a sports scientist and two physios. You don't need that. So you get one head physio, leave the one spot open, and keep a sports scientist on. That's all you need for the first little bit. Once you get up into, I don't know, League One champions, the championship, then you could really start expanding. But probably until then, you want to try and keep the size of your staff as small as you can. It's basically hidden costs. So set piece coach, um, I completely negated the need for that by um, focusing on set pieces myself. So that's a whole coach we don't need to get. We do want the 5 coaches because that's the minimum to actually have. If you have less than 5, then you're going backwards. Head of youth, I could probably do without a head of youth development, but I could use them as the head coach for the under 18 team. The assistant coach and general manager kind of overlap duties. Probably do without one of them. You need a performance analyst in order to get any of the analysis for other teams and stuff. So just one of those will do. All right, so let's start filling this in. We know that Poznansky is going to be our primary up here. The 19 jumping reach, that's what we want. So we know Poznansky is going to be our starter there. We know we want Ricketts to be our starter over here because we're going to be making use of that 18 pace and 17 acceleration, which at this level is probably 4 or 5 points above the next person. So you should be able to take. You should be able to get really. Should be able to get open a lot. I think it was between Wakefield and Davy on this side. Let's see. So passing, teamwork, work rate, vision. All right, yeah. We're gonna we're definitely gonna take Wakefield as a starter up here. He's got that. He and Davies are really similar, except Wakefield has four more vision. Um, so I think that's gonna be what we'll want to do. Now we know that the BWMs, the starters for those are these two guys. DLP, um, I think, yeah, Hudson. I think Hudson. He's got the best passing, vision, decisions. Um, and the other person here was Hall. You can see he's got the second best passing vision. Actually, has a little bit better decisions, and is actually more mobile. But the mobility of it is not something that we care too much about. Okay. On this side, I think we had Gomez. On this side, yep, Roberts. I don't remember who are. Okay, Hoskins is too slow. Gallagher. All right, I think. We got some slow boys on our team. I think I'm going to stick with Hoskins and Gallagher. Hmm. Hoskins on this side because he's right-footed and oh, here we go. And Barrett is problematically short. Hmm. So yeah, I think And over here. Okay. Well, it's not ideal, but so Halliger and Hoskins are going to be our starters for now. With a little bit of luck, we'll be able to maybe get some better defenders. Uh, I forget. I think Lewis was the older guy. Yeah. So we were going to go straight. Oh, okay. Well, I guess Lewis it is then. And Hall is going to be there. Newt and Pearson. All right. So for right this second, this is going to be our first team. Mm. Oh, whoops. I'll just turn the microphone on, huh? All right. And so now we set up the bench. I always set my bench up in the same way to ensure that I have good coverage. At this level, I believe we only get five. So the we're going to need a one central defender, and we're going to need two. Unless we have somebody who can play on both sides, we're going to need a left and a right wing back. These guys, we're going to have to anticipate swapping them out every game because these guys are going to be our entire width. So they're going to be just running like mad. So we want to have each one of these a separate. So let's see. Where's that Barrett? There he is. So we know Barrett's going to be our backup here. I believe it was done. Going to be on the right. I usually do the left first. Here is Fogarty. Wow. So Fogarty, and then Dunn. So central defender, DL, DR. Up here, ideally, we would want um, two different replacements, one playmaking replacement, one defensive replacement. But because we only have five slots, we're going to put Hall, who actually is competent at both types for this level. And then up top, we need an attacker. An attacker, ideally, who can play in all the forward positions. Okay, yeah, Nunez isn't very good, but he can play in all those positions. Oops, so can Davy. Looks like Davy's probably going to get the nod. He's a little bit more solid for the team. So when we have a five-man bench, this is going to be our team. And then for the rest of the preseason, just move everybody else up. Okay, so next we need to sort out our set pieces. All this, just click through all this crap. All right, since I'm going to be the set piece coach in its entirety, I will just take control of everything. You can leave some things to the set piece coach if you're not the set piece coach, but you want to be a little bit careful about leaving them too much because they're going to make some really weird decisions. All right, so some of the premises of my set piece style always just one person forward. They're going to complain and complain and say, "Oh, you need to have more people forward." Bullshit. One person forward is fine. I've maybe conceded 2 goals over 14 years in the last save by only having one person forward. It's not that big a deal. One person forward. Have your most creative people play at the edge of the area. Um, when you send in, yet or when they send in, yes, this is kind of the primary defensive area. You need to make sure that that's well defended, but you also do need people out here because if you don't, what's going to happen is they're going to set it in, it will bounce off out to this person who then will just come back in, and there's going to be another shot. You need to have somebody out here to be able to engage them or to get the ball themselves as they can. So I always have two people at the edge of the area, the best trackers on the team. And so first, zonally mark near post. Second, zonally mark far post. These should be your tallest people right here. And then I do usually have the third person zonally marking the center. Then we have mark near post, mark far post. So these people will be a little bit shorter, but they will literally be standing here and here. So these guys here are going to zonally mark the area. These guys are just going to be sitting there. And then go two people going back. Two people who are going to be standing here and here. That when the ball comes, it's just going to start moving back this way. So this guy's standing here. This guy's literally standing right there. This guy's standing out here. This guy's literally standing just right there. And this person is standing here in a more passive role, and this person is starting here and going back. And then this person's starting out here and going back. These people will be up at the top to close down anybody who gets the ball on the rebound, or to try and get the ball themselves and then pass it up to our attacker. And I usually just have the one defensive routine for set pieces. I don't do any other routines for that. Don't worry, we're going to get into personnel. But I do the tactical stuff first. All right. All right. So attacking. Set piece. Attacking corner is really the only situation where I use a rotating. So first we're going to need box threats. So one person staying back as defense. Actually, that's not bad. Kind of defaulted to something good. Lurk outside. That's good. box threats. So B1 attacks from out here. B2 will attack from here. Kind of both doing the same thing. No, not short. Near post. There we go. All right, so yeah. So B1 will be attacking, and then B2 will be attacking. Um, so we need attacking near post and attacking far post. And then we need go forward, go forward. Okay, so yeah, let's double up. Ah, there. Yeah, that's what we were doing. Lurk near, lurk far. Yeah, let's do it that one instead. We have A1 attacking from an unconventional direction, though. That's kind of interesting. You know what I'm going to do instead? I think I'm going to do this. We only need one person attacking the far post. So A2 attacking far post. B1 and B2 going forward. You know, we need them to be. Yeah, I think that's better. Just the one person coming across the back. Of these two will come crashing down here. So A1 is going to be the target. Um, so A1 comes in. He can either get his head on the ball or not. A3 is right there to redirect or get his head on the ball, whichever situation. And then I have B1 and B2 crashing in for if the save is made, they can catch the rebound and try and score. And then in the second part of the routine, and then the third part of the routine, where we move to the box to center and then to far post, the positions shift, but the same kind of concept is at play. Because we want these guys to come in late. Because we want these two to try to get the first shot in. These guys are coming in to get the rebound. And so that's, oops, we're going to do in swinger, near post. Okay, so that's routine one. So I'm just going to duplicate. So we're going to go from near to far post, and you can see things switched around a little bit. You know, these guys move from crashing down from over here to crashing down over here, which is fine. This guy and these guys became more rebound centric. And then this one is center. And So on the far, so when we set this up, we're going to do routine frequencies. We almost always want it to be a near post. Um, so I do like mostly near post with occasional uh, to see if we can just catch them, at far post or in the center. And so that's how I set up my attacking. I'll deal with actual corner takers later because that requires a lot of searching through the team. Okay, so free kicks. Alright, so I only want one person to stay back. Uh, Alright, so we want an attack near post, an attack far post, attack near post, attack far post, go forward, and lurk outside. But we've got to remember in this situation that the taker themselves is going to be in this position, so we don't need lurk outside area near side. As you see, that person ends up in the box. We actually want center to get them outside the box, because that way there would be three people outside the box to help um, prevent counterattacks, get the ball, try to make plays and stuff like that. So we have four people. Our four tallest people are going to attack the posts. Our box threats are just going to just find a spot and go forward. Nowhere in particular. All right, and when we go wide, you can hypothetically just move these, but it's so wonky that I never. It's easier to just clear everything if I can just do it for them. So on the near post, on the far post, near post, far post, go forward, go forward. You can see in this case the C1 is actually, if you list him as near side, he's going to be in this area, which is fine. We're okay with that. C2 is going to be on the inside of this area, so that's fine. We don't need to switch him to the center. So we could cross center, near post, far post, or just best header. I don't want to cross center. Let's just do near post. You know what? I might actually. I don't usually do this, but let's. You know, Well, why don't we rotate these? No, no reason not to. All right. And the deep ones. This is all different. When they're deep, I almost always just go short. And you definitely need somebody to stand with Taker. So yeah, you almost always want this stuff. See what I mean? It's hard to get it to do it. So yeah, you want your best creator to stand with the taker. They're going to go short and just pass it to your best creator, who's then going to try and make something happen. You have attack near post, attack far post, and I actually prefer. I actually prefer. Why don't we do it this way? There. So we've got three people who are going to crash on the box, and then everybody else is going to be back here or outside the box, because when you're this far away, you're not taking any shots. So all you need to do is just get the ball into play to a good creative player. I know I am our age. Alrighty, and now we go for defense. We're going to do something very similar. We're going to take three forward because we actually. There we go. That's better. All right. So yeah, we're going to have our three going back. The trackers, that's fine. One person forming the wall just to kind of get in the way, and then three people forward who can engage further up the field. So that's how I'm going to defend deep. Ooh, okay, so we definitely want one counter attacker. Okay, there we go. Center. So just the one counter attacker. Go back, go back, go back, and go back. And edge of area, player mark, player mark. All right, so just the one person again, just to get in the face. Two people at the edge of the area to make sure that um, we can engage attackers on a long rebound. And player marked is just anybody who kind of gotten into a position that we're not prepared for. And of course, our tallest four people are all just going to go back and crash this way. try to get in the way of whatever shot's going on. And we're going to use almost the exact same thing for shooting range. All right, so we have one person staying forward, three people on the wall because this is at shooting range, so they need the wider wall. We need just one edge of area, 2 player markers, and 3 go back. Same premise, just we have 2 fewer people to do it with, so we have to make adjustments over here. And that's how we set up our free kicks. And throw-ins are really easy. So throw-in defensive is really the only one you actually have to do anything for. So let's see. All right, so let's just set all these to go back so we can figure out where we're going here. All right, so one person staying forward. Now, when they throw in, we're going to want 3 people. We want all right, 2 people at the edge of the area, 1 person forward. 3 going back. And 4 player marks. And that's how we're going to set up throw-ins. Attacking defensive, retain possession. Middle third, we can either retain possession or work the line. I like to work the line in the middle. And in the attacking, I just work the ball into the box. Unless you have somebody who has really good long throws, work the ball into the box. And that, I think, is all of our set pieces. So all our set pieces are set up, and all of our training is set up. And that's what I wanted to accomplish today, so I will catch you next time.